lesson is going to be on finding the surface area of cylinders and finding the surface area of cones. All I need to do is to show you the formula. So please get it down on your booklet or in your maths book. The surface area of cylinder is a cylinder is 2 times by pi times by the radius squared. Why is that? Because a cylinder has 2 circles on the end. So this part of the formula is the 2 circles on the top and the bottom of a cylinder. And then the second part, you add 2 times by pi times by radius times by d, which stands for the depth. So you can see d here is how tall or deep that cylinder is. So all you need to know to find the surface area of the cylinder is the radius of the cylinder, which is halfway, and the depth of it, how tall it is. Now this 2 pi rd, that's the rectangle that wraps around a cylinder, because if I wrap this is, do you agree this is a rectangle? And if I wrap it around into a circle, is that forming the body of a cylinder?
Yes.
What's missing? I'm missing 2 circles on the top and the bottom. Good. Where does the 2 circles come from? That's what that is, 2 pi r squareds. Because the area of a circle is pi r squared. If I've got 2 of them, you times it by 2. So that part gives you the 2 circles on a cylinder. The 2 pi rd gives you the rectangle that wraps around. Can you get that formula down, please? And then I'm going to give you the working out for the first one, just not the answer. Let's have a look. How do we approach finding the surface area of this cylinder using that formula that I gave you? Do I get any choice about the 2? The formula says 2, so you don't have an option. You just write 2. 2 times by. Do I get any choice about pi? No, that's part of the formula. So you just go 2 times by pi. Now I have a choice. I need to write what the radius is. What's the radius of this cylinder here? 3. So it's going to be 3 squared. So hopefully you can see I've filled in the first part, the 2 circles of finding the surface area of the cylinder. Now I need to add the rectangle part. I don't get a choice about the 2. I don't get a choice about the pi, but I do get a choice about the radius and the diameter. So you write 2 times by pi times by, call back, what was the radius of that cylinder again? 3. And what was the depth of that cylinder? How tall is it? 8. Do you guys know what BEDMAS stands for? Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. That applies here. If you just typed this in the calculator without thinking, you'll probably get the wrong answer. You need to divide it into 2 sections. You need to work out this first. You need to go 2 times by pi times by 3 squared is 9, because that little 2 is an exponent. You need to do that first. Why didn't I do any b's? There's no brackets here. So we skipped over the b in BEDMAS. We went straight to exponent. There's only one exponent there. It's the squared. So I'll work that out first. Then I leave the plus. 2 times by pi times by, there's nothing stopping me working out what 3 times 8 is, 24. Then what do we have here? We have multiplications. Then you got an addition in the middle. You need to work out what the answer to 2 times pi times 9 is first, and then add what the answer to 2 times pi times 24 is. I'm not going to work, that's the working out. I'm not going to work it out for you. You need to work out 2 things in your calculator or your phones that are totally in your yonder pouches. Hey, YouTube. Add those together, and then you can find the total surface area of that cylinder. That'll be one answer, and it's going to be in square centimeters. Before I go on, can we have a look at the trick with this cylinder? Does that tell you the radius in this cylinder that I've circled? No, it tells you the good. You're thinking. Because it's 5 across, the radius of that's going to be 2.5. So I'll leave you guys to work the rest of that out. Can I just give you like a minute to get that down, and then I'll teach you how to find the surface area of a cone, and then I'll tell you about the rewards for today. Why do you have so many crumbs on your wrist?
I don't know. It's not crumbs. It's wet paper, I think. Something might have leaked in my bag.
Is anyone still getting that? Yes? Okay. Yeah. So today you'll finish the working out there. I've set you up. I've done the first couple of steps. You need to find these lines. You need to add the lines together to find the total surface area. All right, what I'll do is I'll go over the surface area of a cone and then leave you to the rest of it. Sorry, that paused, okay? So this is still recording, but that paused. It wasn't scrolling when I do it, so I'm going to reconnect. It's all going to be live. You can see on YouTube that this is all live. It's a real lesson. There's people here. There's no one calling out names yet. Why did you do that? Oh, no, there's no Thomas in this class. That's fine. Thomas took a massive L today because he's not in Mr. T's class. This is the formula for the surface area of a cone. Get that down. Pi times by the radius times by S. S is the slant. S is that diagonal line on the cone. And then you add pi r squared, which is the circle on the bottom of a cone. So a cone is made up of a circle, which is on the base. Remember how with the cylinder I told you that the tube of it was a rectangle? That's the tube of a cylinder. Anyone guess for me what the shape is? If I made the cone shape flat, what would it look like? Any thoughts?
Like
a triangle? A circle? Closer. But if it's just a circle, how does it become 3D? No, it's not a rectangle. It's this.
You make it a cylinder.
But this isn't a cylinder. It closes. The cone shape of a cone is actually this. Do you know Pac-Man? The cone shape of a cone looks like that. It looks like a circle with a cutout in it. Because if I cut that out of a piece of paper, do you agree that if I join those two lines, is it going to poke out?
Yeah.
So that pi rs is the cone shape, and the pi r squared is just the circle on the bottom. Get that formula down, please, and let me show you how to find it here. The surface area of this cone, and then we'll discuss rewards for today. For the dedicated people that turned up on the last day, you can tell the people away all about what they missed out on.
What is that Pac-Man shape called? Is it
just call it the Pac-Man shape, who cares? Just call it pi rs. If you want to reference it, reference Mr. T in 2025. It's called the Pac-Man shape. Who told you that? That was this guy, right? All right, how do I find the surface area of this one? Pi times by, what's the radius of this cone? 5 times by, what's the S? What's the slanted side? 8. And then you're going to work that out first. And then you're going to add pi times by. You told me the radius was 5 again. And then you square it. So you need to do the exponent first. It's going to be pi times by 25 plus. So work that out separately. Pi times by 5 times by 8 is 40. Work those out separately. They're going to form this line that I just drew. And what do I do to find the total surface area of the whole thing? Add those two together to find the final answer in square centimeters. That's your lesson for today. I'll stop the recording so you can all